In the last video, I went in depth into Records of Eminence, set you up for where to XP, and briefly mentioned Sparks of Eminence. Now that you have finally finished all those limit breaks and made it to 99 finally, the game changes once again and begins to resemble the old days with endgame content like Seekers of Adelin's Delve, Vagary, and Sinister Reign, and the newly introduced Gaia's Fit and Domain Invasion. And in addition, you have the old player party days back, as players will party up for the new type of XP called capacity points that is used for a newer system called job points. Briefly, job points are similar to the old merit point system, but is limited to the job itself. You accumulate job points on one job, and you can only spend them on that job. As you spend the job points, you will be rewarded with gifts for that job. These are extremely valuable and unlock many things like accuracy, attack, and evasion bonuses in various combinations, job ability boosts, and even advanced tier spells like tier 6 elemental spells for Black Mage. Completing all the categories to obtain all the gifts requires 2100 job points and earns you the designation of Master in that job. You'll see this around when other players have 3 stars above them. As you can see, there's a lot going on. Now, after your head is done spinning and you start to head out there and try to tackle it all, this is where we get you geared up for it. For all your work, you may have accumulated a lot of sparks to deal with. Heck, you may even be maxed out. Some people use sparks to supplement their guild income by buying gear from the ROE NPC and then selling the gear to vendor NPCs. That's all well and good, but we'll need quite a bit of sparks for what I'm going to explain to you now. Now that you have 99, it's time to buy a special set of armor for 99s called either SBO, Wayfarer, or Outrider, plus the appropriate eminent weapon for your job. This is what people call Sparks gear, and this is a quick way to get you into I-117 gear. What's this I-117, you ask? Introduced with the Seekers of Adelin expansion I briefly mentioned in the last video, I-level gear is an artificial way to make your character simulate that actual level. I-level gear provides the missing attributes, skills, and traits that you would have accumulated had you genuinely leveled to level 117. Your eye level is determined from the average of your 5 main armor pieces and your main weapon, and the best part is, no limit quest. You instantly jump from 99 to 117 just by buying a full 5-piece set of I-117 armor and an I-117 weapon. Sadly, this is not a great set of gear. It's designed for multiple jobs and looks terrible, but it is what it is, a stopgap until you can get something that is more suited for your job. It is, however, just fine for taking on those old quests and missions you never got around to. As for current endgame content, it's mostly useless. Now that you have your Sparks gear, we go back to ROE and start a new section that was added in May 2016. Tutorial Intermediate. Here is where you need to think long and hard on what job to focus on. Is this job you just leveled painfully to 99 what you want to use primarily? If not, does another job you may focus on next use similar equipment types? Heavy or light armor, robes, or Far Eastern style? Once you decide that, let's start this ROE I just mentioned. Under Intermediate, your first task is achieve level 99. Well, sounds like a winner. Just talk to the ROE NPC as your shiny new 99 level self, and your reward is 5 coupons redeemable for 5 pieces of I-109 Adelinian Peacekeeper Coalition gear. Gee, thanks. These coupons you just got are to be traded to the dealer Moogle in either Port Sandy, Windy, or Bastock, and you choose your reward from a list. Best thing to do with this gear is to turn it into Adelin's currency, Bailed, by trading it to Runjid Desali at J10 in Eastern Adelin. Okay, the next tasks are an Eminent Scholars 1, 2, and 3. In that order, the task is accumulate 2,000, 4,000, and 6,000 sparks. Assuming you didn't waste all your sparks, just accept the first quest, talk to the NPC, rinse and repeat. Your reward is 2 coupons for 2 Sparks weapons and a coupon for 1 Sparks armor piece. Not completely useless. You can always use them for other jobs, and most jobs use multiple weapons, and Some jobs use multiple Sparks armor sets, so there's that. Next is easy, because if you did what I said and got a set of Sparks gear, you passed it. Achieve I-117 and talk to the ROE NPC. Your reward is the Trust Koromoru, a really solid red mage trust. From here, it will get a little tougher. Assuming you have already started Seekers of Adeline, you may have Wildkeeper Reeves unlocked. If so, read up on Wildkeeper Reeves and see if there is a shout asking people to help out doing one, or you can try to get people together for one you shout for. Your Sparks gear will be fine for this, and you can use Trust there as well. Just attack the target so you'll get credit and the Trust can attack it. Then unlock target and move back out of AoE range. Don't disengage it, just let your Trust and the others do the work. Completing this nets you a coupon for Wildkeeper Reeves rewards. With those rewards, use it on the accessories and not any armor. They are all worse than what you have. Now is Skirmish. Read up on how to participate and do the 3 regular skirmishes, Rala, Certus, and Yorica, in that order. Doing so nets you coupons for 2 I-119 weapons and 1 I-19 armor. Oh, our first I-119 gear. Hooray! Onwards to repelling an ambuscade. Do this also by doing the tutorial basic ambuscade ROE for the free book to enter. Do a chapter 2 on very easy and then you will fulfill the requirement. For your efforts, you will get a coupon for 12 each of Rem chapter tales 1 through 10. What are those? Well, remember that old AF gear you had in your 52 to 60 days? Well, time to drag it out and dust it off and head over to Port Juno. Next to our old friend Saghera, who took care of Limbus for us, is her twin sister Monisset. Head to the auction house and grab a phoenix feather, Marlboro fiber, and 2 of the job-specific ingredients she tells you. Now, give her the AF, 10 Rem Chapter 2s, or 5 if you actually did Limbus and made them +1, with the job ingredients and the Marlboro fiber. Wait till the next game day, and poof, your old and busted AF is now not so old and slightly busted, and I-109. Okay, thanks, I guess. But wait, there's more. Your reward is a Malalaka orb. This is of no use now, but this is why I told you to get the other materials. This time, trade Monisset the leftover mats, and with Chapter 1s and your AF head, wait next game day, and poof, now that is 109. Our next ROE requires you to make the AF body I-119. Now we're talking. You will need to upgrade the body again using another type of job-specific crafting material, a Heptasian ingot, and 8 Chapter 7s. When getting the job mat, get 2 because we have everything for the headgear in the form of that orb we just got. Woo, 3 pieces of I-119 armor and 2 weapons. Can't stop now. Next up is Skirmish again, except the more difficult variant, Alluvian Skirmish. Doing those again in the same order nets you coupons for 2 more I-119 weapons and an armor. So, gear check. 4 I-119 pieces of armor and 4 I-119 weapons. You should now be at I-118 with gear that is more suited to the job you are playing. The easiest way to bump yourself up that small step to I-119 with what you have already is to just go ahead and reforge another of your AF to 119. It may not seem like it would make a difference, but replacing that I-117 slot with a piece that is designed specifically for your job in mind does. From here, you will find it easier to work towards upgrading other slots via joining events, starting with more Alluvian Skirmish, Ambuscade, and something new called high-tier mission battlefields. HTMBs are all of your old favorite mission battles like Divine Might, Shadow Lord, Dawn, as well as the Prime Avatar fights, all dialed up to 11. When you start the fight, you are given a choice of variable difficulty levels, from very easy, set at about 113, to very difficult, which is estimated at about 125 or higher. These battles have decent to great gear, and also provide you with more Rem tails for upgrading your AF, Relic, and or Empyrean armor to 119. As you get acquainted with these events, accumulate better pieces, and become more proficient in the changes to your level, since you came back, you can start to move on to the next levels. With all the information I've covered in these 3 videos, I'd like to offer you some words of caution. You may be tempted to zoom your other jobs at 75 right to 99 now that you have all of your limit breaks done. This is fine and can be a good break from repeating the same events over and over and create nostalgia for when you made it to 75 on those jobs. However, it is in your best interest to initially focus on no more than one job to start with, and have a second job that you may be interested in on deck that you can slowly accumulate gear for. Focusing on more than one job initially can really cause you to feel overwhelmed and give you a feeling of hopelessness. Think about it. You just came back, did 5 annoying limit breaks, hit 99 and got some decent set of gear to get you going. No matter how good you used to be with your job, you're going to need some time to get familiar with all the changes and nuances that have happened to your job since you've been gone, as well as get to see how others' jobs have changed in action. Focusing on building up that one job while interacting with others in these new events does this. Also, take some time to get acclimated. Explore the new areas. Grab the new home points and survival guide teleports, and do those quests or missions you always wanted to finish but put off in the past due to lack of help. Don't let others tell you what job you should play instead of what you are playing. Who cares as long as you enjoy it? And that's why we play in the first place, isn't it? I know these last 3 videos weren't for everyone, but I felt there were many people that were struggling with the same things when coming back. The mindset of the way things used to be clashing with the way things are now after the changes. Reading about the changes is one thing, but experiencing it is different. I hope this has helped at least a few of you out there, and if you are still on the fence about returning, there's still no other game like Final Fantasy XI.